There's a moment in life when you realize something simple but powerful. Your attitude is shaping your story long before your actions do. And to show you what I mean, I want to take you somewhere, not in theory, but in imagination. Now picture this. There's a dusty road, a half-built structure rising in the distance. 3 stonecutters working under the same sun, with the same tools, on the same blocks of granite. Now there's a traveler who walks to the first man and asks, "What are you doing, sir?" He doesn't even look up. "I'm breaking rocks," he says. "It's heavy, it's boring, and my back hurts." Now the traveler moves on to the second man. He asks the same question, "What are you doing, sir?" This one shrugs. I'm earning 4 shillings an hour. It's a job, nothing more." Finally, he approaches the third man. Same sweat, same hammer, same rock. But this man straightens up, wipes his forehead, and says with a quiet smile, "I'm building a cathedral." One thing to note here is that there are 3 men who are doing exactly the same work, but they all live in 3 completely different worlds. And the only difference was their attitude. Now this is JengaPod episode 1 of the Attitude series, and in this episode we are looking at attitude as the unseen block. Now let me define to you what I mean by attitude. Attitude is the unseen block, the one nobody talks about, but the one that determines whether your tower rises or collapses. It's the lens you use to interpret your life. It's the story you tell yourself before the world tells you anything. It's the quiet voice that decides whether a setback is the end or is the beginning. Now psychologists call this cognitive appraisal, the idea that your interpretation of event matters more than the event itself. You would have 2 people who face the same storm, but one sees destruction while the other sees direction. And personally, I've lived this. There were seasons in my life where I would have a small disagreement with a friend, and I would let that disagreement ruin my week. I would carry that frustration into every room. I would speak with people sharply. I would withdraw myself from people, from conversations. I would even assume people didn't want to interact with me or didn't like me. But in reality, they were just reacting to the energy I was giving off. So what am I trying to tell you here? People feel your attitude before they understand your words. Your attitude leaks into your tone, your posture, your presence, and essentially it becomes your brand. And here's the truth. Enthusiasm is your competitive advantage in a world full of cynicism. So you have to keep your attitude high and positive. Now you might ask me, how do I build a stronger attitude? One that can carry the weight of my dreams. Now what I can tell you is that you start small. You start with the blocks you can control. And what are the few blocks you can control today? So I'll give you 3 blocks. Number 1, gratitude. You have got to be grateful in life because you can't be grateful and fearful at the same time. Gratitude steadies your spirit before the world shakes it. Number 2, you take full ownership, full accountability of things in your life. Because the moment you shift from "why is this happening to me" to "what I can do about this," you actually reclaim your power. And psychology calls this locus of control. It's one of the strongest predictors of resilience. Number 3, you're future oriented, you're future focused. Because when you can see the cathedral, the stone does not feel as heavy as it is. When you can see the end result, what you're doing becomes more meaningful, and meaning gives strength. Meaning gives purpose, and purpose gives you that ability to endure. Purpose gives endurance. So these are not just habits, they are anchors. They keep your tower from tilting when life feels uneven. Another thing that I'll tell you is that, watch your language. Because your language is the doorway to your attitude. From saying "I have to do this" to saying "I get to do this." View things as opportunity. View your daily things, your daily encounters, or your daily tasks as an opportunity, not something that you have to do to get by. Another thing is that view setbacks as a challenge, not a problem. See it as a way you can improve, you can get better. And also from saying, oh, I'm stuck, just say, okay, this is an opportunity of me learning new things, of me getting better at what I am doing or what I'm planning to do. So this is not pretending everything is perfect, but rather it's choosing a perspective that keeps you moving instead of collapsing. So you should know that your attitude is the temperature of the room you create. You are fully responsible to create that temperature of the room. And one thing to know is that people would remember how you made them feel long after they forget what you said. So you have to be careful of your attitude. It's one particular element that I want to make sure that I am getting better at it. So here's my message to you today. The building is never easy. There will always be heavy rock. There will always be sore backs. There will always be days when you feel like giving up. But one thing you're always in control of, your attitude. Your attitude is the lens that turns that hard labor, that difficulty into purpose. It's the quiet strength that keeps you building when others walk away. It's the unseen block that shapes everything else. So choose to be the cathedral builder. Now, having said so, let me give you the JengaPod challenge. This week, start your morning with 3 things you're grateful for. Let gratitude be the first block you place, the one that steadies your tower before the day begins. And if this episode spoke to you, share one thing you are grateful for today. Now let's build something meaningful together. This is JengaPod, and I'm your host, Godwin Silayo. Let's get stacking, keep building, keep rising, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you on our next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in.